Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me for this segment, we have Chris Dearborn, managing director on Nasdaq's market intelligence desk, for an update on technical levels to watch in the index as it outperforms with tech rebounding. Chris, it's great to see you as always. Welcome back to Trade Talks. And we have a busy week ahead. We have key inflation data coming up. We have quad witch on Friday. But again, this move in tech really does lend to the outperformance we see today.
It really does. You have a decent amount of news out this morning. Some stock-specific items to a couple of members of the Magnificent Seven, really giving that outperformance a boost today. But interesting, last week was one of the lightest volume weeks of the year. You have to go back to Christmas of 2022 to see volumes averaging below 10 billion shares on the consolidated tape. Barely we got to 9.2. So again, an outlier. And with that outlier, the index, the Nasdaq 100, lost 1.35%. But today we're up well over 1%. The index is outperforming well. Like you said, a couple of analyst comments giving Tesla a boost up over 10% right now intraday. And that's one of the Magnificent Seven carrying this index forward. A lot of information coming out this week. Inflation data, CPI, PPI. You've got Apple on tomorrow with the iPhone unveiling. So a lot of news to be taken in broadly, but a lot of stock specific to the largest companies in the index could really move this index one way or another. So a lot to keep your eye on for this week.
Let's pull up our first chart here and take a look at some fresh technical levels to watch in the Nasdaq 100.
Right. So the index had a nice rebound from Friday, a little bit of a boost, if you will. But today was really nice. We broke through the 50-day moving average, which had been overhead resistance at 15,295. We're well above that right now, trading at about 15,470. The index opened today at 15,409. Really looking for the index to stay well above the opening price today into the close and getting some positive momentum. Support is tight at 15,410, then 15,370, and obviously the 50-day moving average below. Resistance overhead is 15,500 with a quick 15,600 level right there. So again, a lot of resistance, very tight, narrow range. If you look at the bottom of the chart, the RSI has bumped up nicely over the last couple of days. We're at a 57, kind of in between that no man's land. But if you go back to mid-August, when we saw the sell-off, we broke that Fibonacci retracement level of 14,636. We're down to about a 30 handle. So it's a nice rebound. The index can go either way right here with all the information that's coming out. A lot of that data to digest, but the momentum is absolutely positive here in the near term.
And your last chart here, let's take a look. We know Tesla certainly is in the green. How are the rest of the constituents performing?
It's broad. It's a broad-based rally. You've got 3/4 of the constituents in positive territory, and all the big boys are on the positive side. The only one's off today a little bit is Nvidia, down about 1% on some of the chip news that's been out there. But again, Tesla adding 50 points, Amazon adding 30, Meta adding almost 20, Apple almost 20, Microsoft 15. It just all adds up. 75-25 winners to losers.
All right. Appreciate the insight as always, Chris. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.